In 3, 2, 1. Yo, what up, everybody? It's Decibel Doctah, returning for Netcast, episode 1. Today, we're going to talk about Central Network, taking off where things left off on the pilot about 2014. So, around that time, the homies and I were performing as Colombian Necktie. Then the homie, Don Zeus, went to the Navy. And then it was just Alvin Ray and myself, performing live, at least in a live capacity. We were getting still some features from studio members, so Dan Tuck, DNA, Wolfman, Fiddle for Real. So I'd switched the name to Central Network because it wasn't the original trio performing anymore. Then around that time, so like 2013, 2014, 2015, Ray and I were performing around Chicago, so we would do a Chicago by night. We did a couple clubs in L-Town, and then this club in Wicker Park called Divine, and a couple other shows or something in those years, a couple gigs here and there, just writing a lot of music, and a lot of beats. We came out with a lot of music. Most of it is not online anymore, but I'll shed some light on what we did. And huge shout out to some very special people that helped us get on stage. So shout out to Side Effects, Psychodrama, and Noya. Much love. Thank you for giving us our start. One of the earliest shows I played was an event. There were performances, but there's a Producer Wars section of the show that I participated in. And I touched base on this a little bit in the pilot, but the music scene was changing quickly, and trap music was now in. And I was the only crate digger, so to speak, playing beats. So my beats definitely stuck out like a sore thumb. But the good thing is that never really got any hate. Always got embraced for what I was doing. It's definitely unique at that time. So Central Network. Well, we recorded a lot, man. Like I produced like 2 albums for Ray. I produced like 2 or 3 albums for myself. Produced an album for Don Zeus. Did a collab with Dan Tuck. Did a collab with Wolfman. And then there's some other iterations. And then, so we were doing our thing, performing around Chicago here and there, friend's house, stuff like that, just low-key gigs. Just getting our feet wet, getting used to recording music, writing music. But we were cranking out a lot of stuff because it's just easy now with GarageBand. Granted, it wasn't, high quality stuff. It was all lo-fi, but doing whatever we had to do. Those were really fun years. Just thinking on these memories right now. So these were the days Central Network as a group before it just became my label. I'm trying to trace it all back to the best of my recollection, but it gets fuzzy because so much stuff was going on. So we were dropping music like on Bandcamp and Dat Piff before it went under. Dat Piff was pretty dope. We had like mad tapes on there, and Bandcamp, we would put our tapes and like a couple mixtapes we did. Back then, Bandcamp was pretty dope because people would actually buy your music. Like, you would upload it and then a couple sales here, a couple sales there. Now it's so saturated. It's a little bit different now. You got to really push your shit. And I might throw up some pictures or something to show what we were doing. Like, see if I could find some live photos and maybe some of the cover art for the albums that I produced for my friends back then. So around 2014, 2015, Ray and I were producing kind of like the official Central Network album that we were trying to get done. I produced most of it. There were 2 tracks that were produced by Space Ghost Perp. 1 track produced by the world's freshest, DJ Fresh. The song was called Crime Story. And then the two Perp joints were called, one was called Drive By, and the other one was called Lexus 98. Yeah, so if you heard those joints back in the day, then yeah, salute, yo. That's some rare shit right there. But yeah, so much love to Perp, much love World's Freshest, much love to Side with Psychodrama and Noya. You know, just thanks for like even looking out for us in the ways that you did. Some real shit. So around that time, that album was gonna be called Cutting Edge Hip Hop. Then I'd graduated college in 2015. And then everybody's just getting busier and busier. And then just stuff going on in the personal life. Everybody else's too. So then we had that album. And I don't even think I released it, to be honest. I think I shelved it. I think we were just kind of just like promoting it and performing. But we didn't drop it. I don't know. I guess I had it in my head that I was going to go like get a label deal or something, a record deal. I don't know. You know, you're young, you're in college, you have momentum, and anything's possible. And in those years, it wasn't as saturated. So you could pop off. You could do whatever. So I graduated college, and yeah, around this time, like graduating college, and at that point I'm working at a Walgreens, and I remember one day I'm just like in bed at night just thinking, and then I'm just like, I don't know, I guess I felt like disappointed or something in myself that I wasn't where I wanted to be. I was like feeling like I didn't have a good job, like I could be further along, like I should be on a tour somewhere, or a record deal, or move to Los Angeles or something, try to push myself as an artist more. I don't know. But, you know, 2014, 2015, rolling around, graduated from college, and all I know is that I gotta get money. And that I gotta get right. So 2015, 2016. Trying to think. When did I get my MPC? I'll try to pivot towards talking about the gear real quick. So I'm making beats on GarageBand like 2012, 13, and 2014. And I can't remember what year. It might have been like 2013 or something like that. I did buy a MPC, a Kai MPC 500. This was before the MPC Live, the MPC Studio came out. And I learned a couple things on it. I might have made some drum sequences on there, some drum patterns, but not like full beats by any means. But yeah, I did not know what I was doing at all on that PC 500. Eventually, after having enough of that, I sold it. And then, yeah, I was making beats on GarageBand. And then, I wanted to go back to the MPC. And from what I remember, I bought, I saw the video of Akai introducing the MPC Studio Silver, the slim one. They introduced that joint to DJ Premier, and then I was like, okay, the technology is now where I need it to be, or at least getting there, because it wasn't standalone yet, other than the vintage joints, right? So I get the MPC Silver Slim, and then I start learning the MPC software and cutting up samples and sequencing drums. And I make my first tape on there. I make a couple tapes on there. Yeah, one, I was sampling some Can, if you know that band, prog rock from the 70s. And what else was I sampling? I was sampling a bunch of shit. But, okay, yeah, so this was like 2015. And these are the beats that I'm putting towards cutting edge hip hop. The Central Network album that I eventually shelved. And then 2015, 2016, I'm like in and out doing music, working. 2015, 2016, I quit Walgreens and I started working for a healthcare company. It's my first full-time job. So, you know, that takes over much of my time. And then I get my first apartment around like 2016, I want to say, like late 2016, in Uptown, around there. And then that's okay, yeah, so around this time is when I pivot. So 2015, 2016 is when I pivot towards just making beats. Like I stopped rapping. The last time I recorded anything was 2016, late 2016, and that was a collab with Don Zeus and his bro Procrat was what he was going by at that time. And that EP, I think it might still be online somewhere. I gotta check it out. But it's called Faculty Catacomb Relics. That was a dope EP. That one was actually, no, that was produced by Don Zeus. I don't think he rapped on it. But myself and Procrat, we rapped on Don Zeus beats. Yeah, that one. And then, yeah, so that one was recorded some at like my OG's crib and then at Ray's OG crib. Yeah, so 2016, then I pivot towards just making beats. I saw the the MPC Slim Silver. They brought out the black one, so then I traded up for that. So then I'm making beats on the MPC Studio Black. In my first apartment, that's where I produced Cyclone Season 3. This was like 2016. This is when the Cubs won the World Series. Cause that happened like literally right outside my apartment window. Cause it was in Wrigleyville. 2016, and then I'm working full time at the healthcare company. 2015, 2016, and then I quit that job because I just wanted to switch it up. So up until then, I'm just playing like producer showcases. Oh yeah, and then I did one out in Denver. Lincoln Bar, Denver. It was like a producer showcase type show, remember? Pretty dope. Had a lot of fun out there. Yeah, because it was cold out. It was like spring 2016. Then I come back, and then focusing more on just like showcasing the beats, making the beats. The MPC Renaissance comes out. I sell the MPC studios, and I get the MPC Renaissance. Around 2017. So 2017, I get a new job. I get this job in energy. Yeah. I remember what happened. So I quit my the job in healthcare, and then I was like lining shit up. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and this. I'm gonna go to this venue, and perform. And then I like build a whole schedule for myself, and then just like boom, just like that, my car breaks down. I'm like, well, shit, man plans, God laughs, one of those. And man, God did have a plan for me. And okay, so 2016, 2017, get a new job. I'm all around Chicagoland. And then I buy my SP404 SX. And I'm learning how to play on that, and make beats on there. So then, 2017, so basically I worked for an energy company, and in sales and team building. And we had built the team to such an extent that we were able to spearhead opening up a new branch on the East Coast. So, man, 2017, that was a crazy year. Like all over Chicagoland, and then the company's flying me out to like New York. They flew me to Ohio. Where else? New York, New Jersey. And I forget where else, but we start penetrating other markets, and seeing what's the most sustainable for the branch that we were gonna open. And so we decided on the Washington D.C. market. So 2017, and I'm still making beats, not performing as much from what I remember, but 2017, that's when I made that pivot from making beats, from rapping, performing as a rapper producer, to just performing as a producer. And so this is when Decibel Doctah comes into play. So I'm thinking of a new name because Psych Alive. I was growing out of that, and I knew I wanted to step into a new phase of music production under a new alias. So I'm just thinking of what's a cool name, and Dan Tuck had a dope alias, the Blunt Gutter, and I always thought that was pretty dank. And I was inspired by the Blunt Gutter. It was like Ghostface Killer, and I was like, damn, that shit badass, man. I knew I wanted to do something kind of like that. And I was also inspired by a side project of Frank Delgado from Deftones. He's a DJ called Decibel Devils. So I was trying to combine all this. So I was like Decibel Devils, the Blunt Gutter, Ghostface Killer, and just thinking of an idea. And then I settled on Decibel Doctah, and it felt right. Going for the to match the music I was producing at that time, starting to produce. So Decibel Doctah, yeah. But that wasn't released online or anything just yet. Or I never performed under that alias before. So 2017 is when I catch on to. Oh yeah. So I'm not rapping anymore, but I am making beats, and I was gonna showcase those. And then online, that's where I found out about Push Beats and Beat Lo-Fi Social. Shout out Slade, shout out Push Beats, shout out Uncle L, and everyone involved. I know there's more OGs in the cut. Oh, shout out Radius. Yeah, man. Shout out Chicago, man. So I go to this event at, I think it was at the Owl, Logan, or was it Deadbolt? I forget, but it was like a sample chopping event with my bro. We just chilled, we checked it out, and basically like they gave them samples to the producers on stage, and then they would cook right then and there, and then they would perform, and then I can't remember if it was a contest or just whatever, but check that out. That was pretty cool. And then I went to Beat Lo-Fi Social. I think that one was at the Owl. Or it might have been Devil, whatever. Same difference. But so that's where I met Slade, and then that's where I met Stepchild, and cousin Vinny was there. That was my first time meeting them, and I hadn't yet performed as a producer just yet. I was just like this dude from the Westside that played a couple shows here and there, and a shelves record, you know what I mean? And then just like shit on that Piff, and Bandcamp and all that, like just an independent artist, young guy. Then so that's I went to that show, and then and another dude, Municipal Vice, and then so I saw that, and I was just inspired seeing these guys perform with their drum machines live, and I was like, oh hell yeah, this is what I had in mind, but I wasn't able to visualize it. I was like, how do I perform my beats live? Because I was using the Renaissance and the MPC Studio and GarageBand, but they weren't standalone. Like the computer still had to be connected, and I didn't want to perform on the laptop because I just wanted something with some stage presence. So I see what they did, and I'm like, okay, so I could do that. Because I had the SP404, so I was like, okay, I'll connect, put the beats on the SP404, perform like that. or connect my laptop and then just use the 404 for effects. So, like, before I move to the DMV, this is like 2017, late 2017, summer 2017. I go to Beat Lo-Fi Social, which was at 606 Records in Pilsen. Shout out 606 Records. And so I meet Slider second time. And then it was so producer showcase. This time I got beats, so got to perform at that one. That was my first time producing. First time performing as a producer. So I got a taste of that, and I met some really awesome people that pivotal in my journey, really. So shout out Smalls. Shout out Smalls, man. Great guy. Met International MC there. Since 9-3, bro, I miss you. Where you at, bro? Visit us in Chicago. We miss you, man. Hey, we know you're making beats, man. We want to hear that shit. Yeah, that was the first show I played as a producer, but I still performed that Psych Alive because that was the name that was, I guess, had some presence online or whatever, and that I had already been performing on there. So then I did that show, and then I go check out Open Beats for the first time. I catch wind of that and introduce myself to Fest. I was too late though. It was already the lineup was already set for that night. So I just checked that out for a little bit and then I dipped out. But then I moved. So then I moved to the DMV with my team. And we start going ham out there, doing sales. I got my second apartment out there. For the first month, I'm living in Baltimore. Just couch surfing for like a month. Yeah, hilarious stories, but that's a whole other topic, whole story. That's a story for another day. Maybe I'll do a podcast on that. Maybe. But so I'm out there, and then I got my SP404, but I want something else because it was so hard to make beats on that, but I did. So yeah, some of that work is online. You'll see Cymatic Semantics and what's the other one? Cymatic Semantics. Matter of fact, let me just look it up. And Mystic Cymatics. And I produced, fuck it, man. I might just like name off a couple from this era. Now that I'm looking at it, visually it's way better. I was just going off the top of the dome. But Escape from Chicago. Yeah, those were some of my first beats on the MPC Studio. Escape from Chicago, sample the entire... No sample snitching. Time Alchemy. Produced that, the one. Felons in the Source, Lakeview Midnights. See what else came around that time. Yeah, so those are like the beat tapes that I make around that time. So that's SP404 and MPC. And then while I'm out in the DMV, got my apartment, just chilling. And I want to try out some new gear. So I go to the Guitar Center in, was it Bethesda, Maryland, I think? Yeah, because I'm living in South Laurel, PG County. Yeah, and then I buy a Korg Electribe. And that's when I start creating more electronic flavored music. So, yeah, I fill that joint up all the way. I think it has like 175 slots in it to make beats, something like that. Well, at least, like in one file, project, whatever. So I fill that joint up. we get the office up and running out there. And yeah, it's winter. Office up and running. And then, yeah, we started off like 4 of us moving out there. And then my main homie, he moved back to Indiana with his family. So then there was 3. And then my other team member, and then she moved back to Chicago. And then there were 2. So then I'm flying solo at this point, kind of out there, just like as a rogue agent doing sales. Kind of like whenever, wherever I want. The DMV. And you could only do that for so long. So, this was late 2017 and all of 2018. So I'm just busting moves all around the DMV. And then 2019 is coming. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, I want to make a change again. Do I stay in the DMV? Where am I going? Do I reset? Do I just move somewhere else? What do I do? So, fuck it. I made the call, Did that reset. I had to come back to Chicago. Start a new chapter. Yeah, like February 2019 is when I moved back. And yeah, moving back was hilarious. Had to drive a truck. Never driven a damn truck in my life. Oh, a moving truck, U-Haul truck. And then, yeah, loaded up my shit. Moved back to Chicago, 12-hour drive straight away. I get back to Chicago, pull over, get some rest. And then I'm like starting to drift to sleep. And then there's knocking on the window. And I'm like, I get scared as fuck. I'm like, what the fuck? It's fucking crackhead, bro. It's fucking crackhead. Fucking like asking me for a cigarette or some shit. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. But yeah, so come back to Chicago, do the reset. Yeah, and then I sell Mad Gear. Sell a guitar. PA system. Some pedals. And I get the Electron Digitact. So then this is like spring 2019. Spring 2019. So between 2017 and 2019, things are culminating in Chicago. Trap and drill, that's still prominent. It's always going to be prominent here from now on. It's just a part of the culture now. But, open beats, man, starting to do his thing. Stock is rising. And then, I'm trying to remember when. Yeah, so I got the Electribe. Okay, yeah, I remember. So yeah, it was like spring or summer 2019. I go back to Open Beats. This time I'm early and I get a spot. And first let me open it up and I go in on the Electribe. And then at that show, Smalls was there. Yeah, so shout out Smalls. And he introduces me to Rodolfo. Hell yeah. LFO, baby. Shout out Rodolfo. Shout out Live Beats. Yeah. I've been following Stepchild for a minute. So I saw he was doing the chopping block, and then I went, or I might be messing up the timeline. So I do open beats, and then Smalls introduced me to Rodolfo. Rodolfo tells me he's kicking off a night at shout out Cafe Mustache. Man, that was that joint. Still is dope place. So live beats at what's the name of that joint? Enjoy. And so I performed there, and I was still new, relatively new to the scene, as far as like the beat maker producer scene, beat scene, as people say these days. But to me, it's Chicago hip hop scene, in general. But yeah, I remember. Yeah, since 93, Stepchild, Looney is normal, met him. Shout out Looney. Azarius, shout out Azarius. Man, shout out Kinky Eddie, man. Shout out Scully. Yeah, man. Then start doing live beats. And then Stop is doing chopping blocks. So I go there, and that's where I met Billy the Kid there. Met the Spanish Jew there. Shout out Spanish, man. I see you doing your thing out in Arizona. Much love, man. Met Remsky. Shout out Remsky. So this is 2019. 2019 was just epic. And then and then Kinky Yeti, I caught wind of that one through Looney and Azarius. And then that's how I met Scully. Performed it. And then Kinky Yeti, which did the Halloween joint, and then the March 2020 edition, the last show I played before the pandemic. It's Kinky Yeti, and that show was so dope, man. With the fucking Mortal Kombat going on, double-sided stage, stand-up comedy. Good times, man. 2019 was just epic because you had open beats, and then you had live beats, and then you had chopping block, and then you had Kinky Yeti, and then just doing all of them, networking, meeting people. It was so fucking awesome, man. Just growing it, and then that was a fun year, 2019. So when he moved back, so the first open beats I did, that's when I switched to Decibel Doctah. And also in 2018, so let me backtrack a little bit. 2018 is when I was on a DMV, and then online, however which way, I met Sleep One Beats. Yeah. What up, Sleep One? Bay Area, baby. Much love, man. And we produced the Sleep Cycle EP. Did that while I was in the DMV. We did Dr. Decibel and Mr. Sleep. We did that one. That was kind of like when I moved back. And then And then I produced Capsule Code 92 under Glitch Noir. And what's the other one called? I get confused because I drop so much music and shit. What's it called? Channel Zero, The Loving Moments, 2019. And then, yeah, so my last show before the pandemic was Kinky Yeti. Pandemic shuts down everything. You know, we know that story. 2021, stuff starts to open back up. And yeah, so 2021, I was just itching to start playing shows because, you know, pandemic, we all went through shit and we want to get back out there and get back on track. 2021, I played as many shows as I can, and 2022, I was just on it. Every open beats, every month, every live beats. Damn near every chopping block. And met a lot of faces, met a lot of cool people. These are people I met before too. Like, met S-Rock, met Damo. But prior to the pandemic. Yeah, these are some of the cats I met in 2019. Much love, bros. Yeah, so 2021, 2022. And then, yeah, so things starting to get it. It's moving again. Now, during the pandemic is when I produced some crazy fucking music. And if you caught me live at Cafe Mustache during those years, then you know what's up. The Red Korg. About the Red Korg Electribe. Produced some crazy shit on there. I've only released one of those projects. I still have a bunch more that'll be coming out this year. Or I know 2025 or something. But if you want to check one out, check out Scarface Aspirations. It's on my Glitch Noir channel on YouTube. Yeah, so 29. Yeah, so I leave that job, the energy sales. I leave that job, and then I get a job in the construction company, corporate gig. Another full-time job. So, working, playing around the city, and then S-Rock introduces me to Kenny Morningstar, Out Past Midnight. Shout out Jimmy and Jay. We dropped a couple tracks in 2013. No, 2013. What am I talking about? That was 2022. And then around this time I meet Before Lasers, meet Backpack Beats, and Cozy Cole, G, Tango Dot Wave to be exact, Unregistered User. Much love, y'all. And if you're not in Chicago or from Chicago and you're listening to this, go to my YouTube page, the one that you're on right now. And then on the front page where it says Central Network, and you see my channels. If you hit view all, check out all the homies' channels. Subscribe to everybody. So at this point, Central Network is it's my personal label that I release everything with my own under, and some collaborations with the homies. Yeah, also shout out 32 Digit. My man's from Moscow, Russia. We did the Execution Style EP, and we did Science Fact. So go check out those if you haven't already. Yeah, so we're starting to get around to the present day, and I'll wrap this up kind of soon. 2023, playing shows, Brookfield, for live beats. Shout out Dylan at Vines and Vinyl. Some great memories there, man. And also Open Swim 2022, 2023 after the pandemic at the Emporium in Wicker. That starts kicking off, start hitting up some of those. So, at this point, mad beats under the belt. I'm versed on the Electron Digitakt. I'm versed on the Korg Electribe, on the Kai MPC, on the SP404. I sold the SP404 as X when I moved back, and it was timed perfectly. I also sold the MPC Renaissance, also timed perfectly, right before the MPC Live came out, upgraded to the Live, right before the SP404 Mark II was announced. Cop that. At this point, and I got all these beats, and I'm just performing all over the place. And platform's doing better. I've been working full-time this whole time. So we're kind of 2019. I got my third apartment, and I spent the duration of the pandemic there. And then when my lease ends, I get rid of that, make a pit stop at the OGs. Lay low, rack up, bust my next move. So now, 2023, closing in. Yeah, so like end of summer, that's when I make that pit stop. And I'm just, all that work culminating. And hey, you might listen to this and you may say, it doesn't sound like much. But hey, I like I said in the last episode, you make a lot out of a little. Facts. So I'm looking on the market like, what's my next move? Am I going to get an apartment? Do I get a crib? What do I do? What's the move that I make? And so, the end of 2023, I jump into the market, and I made a realtor, check out a couple places, and fought for, but also got an amazing deal, and I purchased my first home. So now I got my hands in that now. So yeah, this was December 2023, and then I move in. So 2024 on YouTube, so 2024 was the Access to the Archive series, showcasing everything that had been coming up to this point. So so 2024 I'm showcasing on YouTube a lot of stuff I made in like 2014 up until like 2018, like right before the pandemic, because I haven't released much newer music, post 2021. I've only Scarface Aspirations. I think that's the only post 2021 music release, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, yeah. Shout out Cursor. Shout out Cursor Tracks. We dropped that joint EP just at the end of 2023. Yeah, we're closing in on a year on that project, so go check out Connect Minds. Yeah, some jungle on that. But yeah, so 2024, kind of a hiatus. I just have things going on autopilot with the Access to the Archive series. Just been concentrating on renovating this crib and working, really. But I've also been producing. Got some new music that I'm really proud of. Produced on the MPC, produced on the 404 Mark II, MPC Live 2. The Octa track, yeah. Shout out Fest. Shout out Gore-Tex Chris. Hooked me up with a cool deal, man. Appreciate that. Love the Octa track. And then 2024, 8 years later, I dropped my first single, Time Alchemy 5. So go check out that if you haven't. First track I produced the new studio. I'm just coming with it, man. Can't wait to show everybody what I've been working on, the new shit. But, I've performed this year a couple times, 2023 as well. So if you went to those shows, you see what I'm working on. But if you're listening to this, you just see what's online. So go check out Scarface Aspirations and Access to the Archives, Ghost in the Machine. That one was produced on the Digitech. Probably fuck with that one. And yeah, just go on the channel, man. Just throw it on shuffle. Another piece of gear I forgot about, the Pioneer Torais SP16. Had that in the pandemic for some time. Produced a joint EP with Rodolfo and Since 9-3 on that one. It's unreleased. Yeah, I might post it somewhere eventually. Yeah, so much music, man. It's like, 10 years in. And I'm only getting started. I can't wait to show everybody what's coming. Just heat on the way, man. These beats. Can't wait. So here we are, y'all, Decibel Doctah in 2024, Glitch Noir in 2024, Central Network 2024, brand new studio, brand new music coming out. Catch me at Open Beats, catch me at Open Swim. Wherever the beats are, you will find me. Thank you for listening to episode 1. I tried to make this under an hour. It's coming in at about just there. So I gotta edit this. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Like, if you were a part of that journey, thank you so much. And I appreciate you. I really do. I'm excited. I'm really excited. And yeah, shout out to everybody that I've met. It's been fun. And I see everybody growing. Everybody's doing so well. It's just incredible. Chicago is the new Mecca, man. 2025, Chicago the Mecca. Much love. I'm out.